You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. First responders took a trip down to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton yesterday afternoon to salute those on the front lines of the pandemic. WYLN's Ryan Osachi was there and has the story.
Sirens rang out yesterday at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton as first responders showed their support for the pandemic's front line. Hospital President John Fletcher was more than impressed by the kind act.
It's overwhelming. We were asked if we wanted this in our community. Actually, the local providers wanted to see if this is something they wanted to do for us, and I didn't expect it to be what it was. Just the support of the local community has been overwhelming. You saw the number of fire trucks and ambulances and police cars from every area, from the greater Hazleton area. It was incredible, and equally important, you saw the reaction of our staff. They appreciated what the community did for them today, and so we are grateful and we are thankful for this afternoon's parade. I think it lifted the spirits of all of us within the hospital and in the community.
Fletcher feels acts like this show how the community comes together to help one another get through trying times.
We're all working together towards a common goal, and I am so proud of what we've been able to accomplish, both within the community as well as within the walls of the hospital in a relatively short period of time. I think we're on the right road. Social distancing, we must continue to do. We cannot take our foot off the gas. We must maintain and continue to expand those services in social distancing. But I think we as a community, we're listening and we're following the guidelines.
Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Ryan Osachi.
Thanks, Ryan. And just to note that he was wearing both gloves and his handy-dandy face mask. 2 bills were approved by State Senate that would provide some direction as to what businesses can safely remain open during the pandemic. Senate Bill 613 would require Governor Tom Wolf to create clear guidelines for businesses to function during the pandemic. Businesses that can operate safely would be permitted to reopen as long as they follow mitigation protocols.
Well, I think what the bills really mean is how do we protect our workers, our first responders, making sure that they're safe as we come out of this quarantine, and what guidelines we're going to follow in allowing businesses to open and what businesses should and shouldn't open. I think that's what I believe the governor should be working on with our legislators on what businesses can begin to look at opening and what their guidelines will be to make sure that it's done safely for not only the people, but also for the workers who will work there.
Senate Bill 327 would give county governments the option to implement their own plans to mitigate the spread of the virus, meaning counties would have the power to create plans to allow businesses to operate safely. It also created a COVID-19 cost and recovery task force to address this public health emergency. Wearing masks to go out in public places is now a requirement. The mandate was included in an order signed yesterday by State Health Secretary Dr. Rachel Levine. Businesses that are open to the public will be required to make sure their customers have a mask on, or they'll be denied entry. Employees are also mandated to wear masks or face coverings, even those working in facilities like warehouses that aren't open to the public. The order was made to ensure employees of the businesses and the public help minimize the spread of COVID-19 that's infected thousands and killed over 600 people across the state. It goes into effect this Sunday, April 19th at 8 p.m. Governor Tom Wolf plans to veto legislation that would force him to allow certain businesses to reopen their doors. Senate approved 2 bills that would allow businesses that can safely operate to reopen their doors, as long as they follow certain protocols. The Secretary of Health warned the bills could have a devastating impact on the administration's ability to fight the pandemic. The governor stated reopening businesses too early would only extend the length of the economic hardships created by the pandemic. State health officials consider making localized COVID-19 case data available to the public. The Department of Health is reviewing options that are more specific than the daily county listings. Information about local cases and hospitalization trends have been scarce since Hazleton Mayor Jeff Gassat confirmed more than 1,000 positive cases in the area back on April 10th. With fewer people getting tested under updated criteria, he feels there's no point in releasing daily case numbers. State Health Secretary Rachel Levine spoke briefly on the updated criteria. More testing supplies will be coming soon, and she hopes to ramp up testing within the next week or so. The Small Business Administration announced today that it reached its lending limit on a program aimed at small businesses. The Paycheck Protection Loan Program for small businesses is officially on hold. Businesses whose loans have yet to be processed will have to wait to see if Congress approves the president's request for another $250 billion for the program. Larger Hazleton area facilities are getting frequent visits to make sure COVID-19 protocols are being followed. Hazel Township Supervisor Jim Montone spoke on their regional partnership with local municipalities to do local plant and distribution center inspections to ensure all complaints registered on the partnership's website, luzernecovid.com, are addressed. Different industries that have gotten visits include centers like Amazon and American Eagle. 102 on-site inspections have been done within the past 5 days, and the website has received 293 complaints thus far. Authorities are looking for a man allegedly involved in a string of holdups in Edwardsville. One of the robberies took place Sunday night when a Domino's delivery driver was held up at gunpoint at the Hilltop Apartments. That same night, a woman was robbed of her cell phone. The third robbery took place Wednesday when a taxicab driver was robbed of cash and a cell phone. The suspect is described as being a 5'9", 16 to 20-year-old with a slim build. Anyone with information about the robberies is being asked to call 570-288-8468. Coming up on Wyln News, doctors fear what's to come if the economy reopens too soon. Plus, meetings and donation details just up ahead. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be rainy.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. Now contracting life-sharing and respite providers, CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
we reported to you yesterday, Richie Salo, a longtime friend of the Wyln family, passed away. Today, we spoke with Salo's close friend, Pat Ward, on his life and legacy. Our Julie Stefanovich has the story.
Richie Salo, a pillar of the Hazleton community, passed away Wednesday at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. We spoke with Salo's longtime friend, president of the Greater Hazleton United Way, Pat Ward.
I knew Richie for about 40 years. He was a great guy, had a heart of gold, would do anything for anybody, and he did a lot of things for a lot of people.
The two met back in the 80s at WAZL, where Salo eventually became station manager.
He always wanted to make sure that WAZL carried local programming. Most importantly would have been high school football and basketball and Little League baseball. They did a lot of work with the Little League, and in those days it was such a big deal for the kids to know that their game was on the radio, and he just had such a warm feeling in his heart about Hazleton. He wanted only good things for Hazleton.
He was involved in many aspects of the community, including working with Ward at the United Way.
He became the president of the Kiwanis Club of Hazleton. He always felt that was a great honor. Rich was also the exalted ruler at the Hazleton Elks Club, and he held several offices before that. He was very involved with the Elks. He loved the Helping Hands Society. Even before he joined us at United Way, he just wanted to make sure that there was adequate funding and that good things could be done for the children at Helping Hands.
He was also an avid collector of classic cars and was president of an Oldsmobile car owners organization, but he was most known for his activism.
United Way sponsored 2 community dinners, one on Easter Sunday and one on Christmas Day, and Richie appointed himself in charge of the kitchen, but he loved that so much. He loved preparing the food. You know, all these people came out, and Richie loved working with them, and it was really something that he devoted himself to.
Ward wrapped up by saying that Salo was a true talent, and when he was on top of his game, he was pretty hard to beat. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. What a legacy. Local doctors warn of the repercussions we could face if the economy reopens too early. During a telephone town hall last night organized by Congressman Matt Cartwright, doctors William Dewar and John Brinker urged the importance of the waiting game before lifting the social distancing measures in place to combat COVID-19. We should wait a few weeks to see if a true peak is reached, because unfortunately, the decrease won't be as steep of a curve. Since it spreads rapidly in crowds, we could end up risking getting back right where we started. Anyone with questions should call Cartwright's office hotline at 570-341-1050. The Hazleton Area School District would still need about 4,000 more laptops to put one in the hands of each of its students. Just under 3,300 of its 11,515 students received laptops this year. The board discussed paying $240,000 for Chromebooks and leasing 2,000 more for just under $97,000 a year for 4 years. Federal funds would pay for the purchase, and the lease would be paid for with funds in next year's budget. While schools are closed, Hazleton area teachers have been sharing material online that reviews and enriches what they already taught to their students. The board could authorize the computer purchase and lease, hire a football coach, and more at their next meeting, April 23rd at 6 p.m. The Lackawanna College Center in Hazleton donated much-needed toilet paper, cleaning supplies, and non-perishable items to Catholic Social Services in the city. Catholic Social Services is juggling a bigger crowd in need of food services, shelter, and emergency relief programs after positive COVID-19 case numbers skyrocketed through both Luzerne and Lackawanna counties. CCS shared their gratitude for the donations, which definitely came in handy for supplementing food and necessities they distribute to local families seeking their support. Coming up on New Philadelphia's News Choice, we take a trip down to the SPCA and Community and You, plus a friendly PSA from your 14th District State Senator. Stay with us.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander at Buick Cadillac GMC. How about a great lease on these Buick Encores? Only $199 a month with breakaway mirrors. For $100 more, you can have the Sierra or the Acadia. Or would you prefer this all-new CT5? And it's tax match fever. We'll match your tax refund up to $1,000. And if you're not getting one, we'll give you a $1,000 trade assistance. So get down to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, take advantage of these lease deals, get yourself a Sierra, and see why we take the deals the other guys won't.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Have your event with Whitetail, graduation, birthday, bachelor, reunion parties? They have the most tranquil backyard experience with beautiful mountains in the background. If your company or business wants a different alternative to a golf outing, they have outings that can accommodate you. You can have the entire facility to yourself. They will work with you to set up your day of events. Sporting clay competitions, trap and wobble trap games, skeet. After a day of shooting, you'll return to a meal designed for you. Call Mike at 570-535-6123 for available group options.
Wyln presents Community Update on the Coronavirus, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. with rebroadcast at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. the following morning. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, PBS 39, Adams Outdoor, and WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Humans are not the only ones affected by the coronavirus crisis. Animals are too. That's why Hillside SPCA in Pottsville remains open during this crucial time, taking care of animals in Schuylkill County. The shelter has over 60 dogs and 220 cats being cared for by the staff who are currently in need of donations and supplies.
We are open. We're the only shelter in the county that's open right now, so our strays and our cruelties have doubled. All of our counts and our numbers are rising, so we're desperate to adopt any animals out. We'll do curbside, we'll do online, we'll interview over the phone.
Boyd said now is a great time to consider adopting.
Because you have a month to get them acclimated to the house and your life, and it's a good time for anybody that's lonely with the quarantining to get a new pet.
Shelter workers and volunteers are taking extra precautions during the pandemic.
Well, everyone has access to PPE, which are the masks and the gloves. We're doing a lot of sanitizing, wiping down everything a lot more, and a lot just regularly all the time. Everybody's still showing up. We're only bringing in 2 clients at a time, and we're just trying to keep everything safe and sanitized.
Hillside has a wish list of items needed to care for the animals.
The shelter needs any kind of cleaning supplies, paper towels, garbage bags. We could use cat litter. We have a shortage of cat litter, wet food, wet dog food, wet cat food, treats, any kind of toys. We take stuffed animals, anything at all.
Vet care volunteers are also welcome.
We could use a lot of help with our cat room right now. And we can always use help with the dogs, and the vets have limited hours right now, so any vet that would want to donate extra time to us, we would more than appreciate that.
People can still volunteer at the shelter, make donations, or help out by purchasing an item from their clothing line.
So if you would like to buy any kind of Hillside clothing, we have T-shirts, we have hoodies, we have sweatshirts, we have hats, we have tank tops. You can go on our website and purchase any of that clothing, and 100% of the profits go to the Hillside.
Adoption hours are 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can visit hillsidespca.com or call them at 570-622-7769.
Coronavirus is now in our community and changing the way we live, but rest assured that your partners at Lehigh Valley Health Network are here for you. If you think that you have coronavirus or been exposed to someone who does, the most important thing you can do is stay home. Lehigh Valley Health Network is providing free screenings online and by phone. Complete an e-visit, call the MyLVHN hotline, or do an LVHN video visit. Know the symptoms, get the facts, and get screened from home at lvhn.org/COVID-19.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
A sense of self-worth, of purpose after war. It can be found by having the courage to learn new things and experience new adventures. We develop confidence through accomplishment. If you're a combat veteran struggling with the scars of war, consider getting into the outdoors. The outdoors has really helped me cope, and it just might help you too. Get out of the house, experience life and the healing power of nature.
Watch Staff Sergeant Olson heal the wounds of war through outdoor activities. Watch Warrior Summit Outdoors.
Shenandoah Manor Nursing Center saw its first positive COVID-19 case amongst its employees yesterday. It was one of the first nursing home facilities in our area to put specific guidelines in place for daily employee testing and close their doors to visitors. The nursing home said it took immediate action and is following all CDC and health department protocols. The facility also asks that any of the residents' family members with questions should contact them. 4 big MLB names threw a little pandemic advice at the public in both English and Spanish. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has the details.
Continuing from our discussion with State Senator John Udicic, we also discussed the new PSA effort to address the Latino community in Hazleton.
Yeah, that partnership with Joe Madden, Hazleton native, Major League Baseball manager extraordinaire. Our friend Lou Barletta, former congressman, former mayor of Hazleton, reached out to me and said, hey, do you want me to reach out to Joe? Maybe we can get some of these Major League Baseball stars to get the word out. Because in the early stages of this crisis, the Latino community was not getting the message. The Department of Health was not doing press conferences in Spanish. We weren't getting message out to the Latino community. And so we reached out to Joe, and he responded and recruited some of the biggest stars in baseball history. And we've been able to roll those PSAs out to communicate. Stay home, stay safe, practice social distancing, and it's working. But I can't thank Congressman Barletta and Joe Madden enough for responding to their hometown by getting some of the biggest stars in baseball to get that message out to our Latino community.
The following is one of those PSA messages featuring former MLB star Tino Martinez, a 2-time All-Star, 4-time World Series champion, and winner of the 1997 Silver Slugger Award.
Hola, soy Tino Martinez, jugador pasado de los Yankees de Nueva York. Ya sabemos que este pandémico amenaza la población entera. Esta época va a pasar, pero en este momento necesitamos hacer algunas cosas. Ahora, mantengan distancia social. Esto significa que no puedes acercar otros entre 6 pies. La mejor manera de prevenir a propagar de COVID-19 es evitar exposición a la enfermedad. Quédense en casa lo máximo tiempo posible. Evitar los grupos. Lavan las manos. Nuestro mundo regresar más fuerte que antes, pero todos necesitamos ayuda.
So please, feel free to share this PSA with those you may know and help spread facts, not the virus. Reporting from WYLN News, this is Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. An annual food drive suffered another pandemic postponement. The 28th annual Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger food drive, scheduled for May 9th, has been postponed. In previous years, postal customers left out packages of non-perishable food products for their letter carriers to pick up. They were then donated to local food banks. As of right now, a new date for Stamp Out Hunger has not been scheduled. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. You can get news updates on our Wyln News Facebook page or WYLNTV.com by clicking the LVHN banner for the real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. Look at today's weather is next here on Wyln TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Con.